Hi, everyone. Welcome back to my next quote of the day. Today we have a quote from Thomas Aquinas, one of the most famous of Christian theologians from the Middle Ages, a very wise man. He said this on the topic of minimalism, of finding your values in minimalism. Man should not consider his material possession his own, but as common to all, so as to share them without hesitation when others are in need. Now, I know when I say that, when you hear that, you think, what do you mean not count my possessions as my own? They're mine. I share them frequently, but they're mine. No one can take them. They're mine. I'll keep them if I want them, and I won't give them away. And I won't consider my possessions as anyone else's but my own. He says you should not consider your material possessions your own. So that's just the opposite of how most of us live and think. They're mine. If they're not mine, whose are they? And he says they are common to us all. He's saying that we share everything. And I think it's important to understand that the first 2 million years of human history, we lived in small groups of tribes and bands, and everything was commonly shared. In those groups, no one went hungry if there was food. Everyone shared in the food. No one went hungry. Now, if everyone had enough, I might have extra, and I would keep that for myself. But if someone was hungry, I would never have extra for myself. I would always share what I had, even to my own detriment. Everything was shared. The common welfare, the good of all, came first. That meant people lived their values. Their values were profound connection to other people and to nature. And so those values got them through as a group, as a tribe, through everything. And he's saying anything that you cannot relinquish, if you have extra and you have a neighbor who's starving, and if you can't at the drop of a hat say, man, you don't have enough, but I have too much, let me give this to you. So if someone is in need, they don't have enough food, they don't have enough clothes, they don't have a warm place, and you have extra, you should be able to, at the drop of a hat, give it to them so as to share them with them without hesitation, no hesitation, when others are in need. And then you own your things. If you can't give it away to someone in need, then it owns you. You are its servant. It is not your servant. You belong to it. It dictates your life. Think about that. Having extra money in savings dictates my life to me. Here's someone I care about and I want to help them, but I can't let go of the money in my pocket. And so that money in my pocket is my master. I'm not the master of the money in my pocket. Otherwise, it would obey my wishes. And if I love someone and need to share with them, and I won't because I love the money more, then who's the master? You or the money? The money is the master. It possesses you. Anything you cannot relinquish. I love that he says this. Man should not consider his material possessions as his own, but as common to all. If I have extra and everyone else has enough, fine, I'll take the extra. If anyone else is hungry, I should, without a moment's hesitation, share with them what I have extra. Always, always. That should be the most basic human way to live, is sharing your life in that way. That's how you find happiness. Because if your money owns you and you are a slave to your money and to your stuff, that is a life of unhappiness. That's a life of being owned and controlled by your stuff, your money, your things, instead of you controlling it. And remember, what we've said all along and what he's driving at here is the only thing of true value is your connection to other human beings. And if they're suffering and you won't help them, you have no connection with them at all. You have no heart, no love, no generosity. And you're in for an unhappy, unfulfilling life. So this is the way you can know, am I a slave to my money and my possessions, or are my money and my possessions a slave to me? Can you give it away at the drop of a hat when you find someone in need? And it doesn't have to be your closest friend. It's anyone in need. If you are at all aware of the Bible and what Jesus said, he said that over and over and over again. It's written in the Bible throughout. I believe it is common to all religious traditions, all spiritual traditions. someone's in need, you do everything in your power to meet it. And if you can't do that, then you are owned and possessed by them. And you are, I absolutely guarantee, a discontent life of craving more, and selfishness always leads to misery. Generosity, kindness, the ability to easily give away something at the drop of a hat if someone else needs it, really needs it. That is the way to a happy, contented, peaceful life. Okay, so I hope this little quote spoke to you, gave you some ideas and directions on how to live your life, how to be your happiest self, to quiet your ego and develop this loving heart. And it begins with an attitude of, my things don't belong to me. If anyone else is in need, I will share with them. That is an attitude that guarantees happiness in life. So I hope you got something out of this little quote. If you did, perhaps consider hitting that thumbs up button, liking the channel, subscribing to the channel, telling your family and friends on your social media you found a channel you like. We'll come back tomorrow, and then we'll have another quote of the day. See you then.
For deeper dives into psychology and philosophy, check out our YouTube channel, The Examine Life Daily, and check out our nomadic YouTube channels. Bob is at Cheap RV Living, Autumn is at Autumn and Chloe, and our editor, Robert, is at Frontier Van Life.